why they're all very, very mad about the situation is because of what Dan said. You either draft him day one knowing, and they said they know he needs to be developed, and you let him play, and no matter what happens. Kind of like, the Bills knew that Josh Allen needed developed, and he basically played from day one, and no matter what the record was, he played and he developed. Or you do what other teams do, and you let him sit for 3 years and you don't play him at all, and hope he develops that way. And they did. They kind of tried to toe the line, and it didn't work out.
Age-wise, at least, you could kind of compare it to Drake May. Like when Drake came in, him and AR were basically the same age. AR might have been a little younger, but they were basically around the same, age. But AR got hurt after 5 games, and Drake May had his first start after 5 games. So, I understand maybe that they handled it wrong, but, this has been Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard from day one, baby. There's no one else to blame. It is all Steichen and Ballard, and it is basically strictly on them how it has been handled. When it comes to Shane Steichen, I feel like most people, or at least how I feel is, unbelievable play caller. But what has happened the last 4 years has happened, and he's the guy. And maybe I think that because Vrabel has come in and flipped it immediately, and Steichen and Vrabel are 2 completely different people. I shouldn't compare them.
No,
but his culture, it felt like never settled at all.
Well, and the thing with Steichen too is he was here and probably had somewhat of a say in which quarterback they drafted, and they went with Anthony Richardson. So if it goes bad again, are you going to afford him another opportunity of, okay, we're going to have another top 5 pick? Now let's see. You got to develop this guy. We know the last one didn't work out well. And typically, especially with, Mr. Irsay passing away, I just feel like in the NFL, you're usually not afforded that opportunity twice.
Yeah, and I think that's right. And look, a couple things stand out to me. And first of all, for them to decide that Anthony Richardson is not the guy, he had to definitely be not the guy.
Correct.
The GM and head coach are invested and should want the guy they drafted to be the starter.
And owners.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Whole organization.
And so it's if he's not, then either Daniel Jones is about to have a career resurgence, which I like Daniel Jones a lot. We played a round of golf together. He shot 83 at Westchester Country Club and made me look like a terrible golfer.
That's DJ.
He was hitting bombs.
You realize, no, this is just how it is. It's a professional thing, and you're not going to hold anything against the guy for how they handle a situation. But players will definitely hold a franchise accountable, and they will remember exactly how they may have treated them, how they treated their close buddies, or someone they feel like they screwed. And I'm not saying anyone got screwed over here, but when it comes to quarterbacks, if you draft a guy in the first round and your quarterback doesn't become your franchise dude, it doesn't kill you like it used to. It used to really be tough with the salary cap and all the guaranteed money they got. Now, with how the salaries are, you can still, it's easier, I guess, to recover and figure it out.
And with quarterbacks bouncing around, to your point, Dan Jones is here. Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, it does happen a lot. Baker in Tampa, Tampa didn't have a future, if you will, when it comes to a quarterback, and then they just got Baker for the next 10 years. I know we don't have it, but to your point, AJ, Quentin Nelson did an interview. We might be able to find it real quick, but it was basically them asking him about, Danny Dimes and Anthony Richardson. And he doesn't have any animosity towards the players, and he might not even have any animosity towards the team itself, but he's sick of it.
Hey, figured out we need a quarterback. I've been here. It is true. The O linemen, they all, it's one big cohesive unit, and that quarterback is attached to the hip. They know exactly how those guys like to move, where they set protections, all of that stuff. The continuity is gigantic, and that's what he was saying there.
Well, think about how important the quarterback position is and getting it right if you are drafting that high, because the Commanders, it was on Get Up this morning, the sneaky Hembo question of the day was which organization has the longest streak or had the longest streak of a different quarterback starting each year. And this will break a streak for the Commanders of 8 straight years where they had a different quarterback starting game 1. Wow. I believe the Colts will be at 7, I think, this year. But the Commanders, pick number 2 overall, Jaden Daniels, he comes in. Now we think they're potential Super Bowl contenders every single year because they got it right.
Yeah.
The Colts did not get it right, and this is how we're talking about them. So, getting the quarterback right in the first round is literally the most important possible thing in the NFL.
Even for the team. I think that's what and obviously if it's 7 straight years, sure. Like that could get old. Yeah. But even just for the team itself, and I wonder what the psychology of it is for Quentin Nelson or the O-line.
Skylar Thompson from the Steelers, because he's played really well. He started a playoff game in the past. I assume it's someone of that ilk. Who
was Geno's backup Pete Carroll's last year in Seattle?
Drew Lock.
Yes. No, it wasn't Pete Carroll's last year. So I think Pete Carroll didn't have Drew Lock, right? Because there was a year in between.
I forget, but would Drew Lock not be one of those?
So that was my thought. And then they drafted Jalen Milroe. So it's like, if you're going to draft a quarterback in the third round, might he be your backup? I just, the real problem with this, and I love trades, and this is why this time of year is wacky. But yes, the Seahawks could get something, I think probably pretty real for Drew Lock, like a legitimate late round pick, 5 or 6, something like that. But then, God forbid, Sam Darnold gets hurt. And it's like, do you trust, I'm not saying you don't, but do you trust Jalen Milroe?
It's a lot on his plate.
Is he going to have packages right away? Do you know?
I think so.
Yeah, they're planning on using them.
But do you also trust? I can't remember who we were just talking about.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah, no.
Oh, Drew Lock?
Yeah, Drew Lock. I forgot his name.
I mean,
do you trust if Sam Darnold gets hurt, is Drew Lock going to come and it's like, all right, we're good. No, nothing changes. We're a playoff team still. I don't think that's really.
Milroe, maybe.
Yeah, Milroe, you never know. Is Ryan Tannehill still on the scrap heap somewhere? Is he in play at all?
I don't think so. If he's been out a year now. Look, if someone's going to pay him $10 million, my guess is he'd probably consider. I think for $10 million, you'd probably consider a lot of things. So here's the answer, AJ, is you keep 4 because it has value to you, right? So let's say the Browns keep 4, and let's say Kenny Pickett stays on the team. First quarterback injury that happens in the NFL this year, Browns are getting the call, and so it's if the price is, I'm just making this up, if the price of 5th rounder now. If I'm I don't even want to put a team's name into the ether saying that, but it's if it's a playoff contender team and you lose your starting quarterback and Kenny Pickett is available and he might keep your season afloat, what's that worth to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a good point, yeah.
Whatever. I'll pay. If I'm some good team who has the only chance of being good is to trade for Kenny Pickett, which you should have a better backup quarterback situation than that, but maybe you don't, it's worth everything. I'll give you anything you want. That's why, I think,
It's got to be, right? Or why else? Why else? That's a very valuable, each active spot on game day is very, very valuable. So a team, I don't know, you got to feel pretty decent about the rest of your team if you're going to do that.
But he's the only one that they would do that because no team is trading for Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel, probably.
I actually don't know if they would trade Dylan Gabriel. He kind of looked good. I know he's small, but he kind of looked good. What if he's good?
Sure, but that's what I'm saying, though, is then your only bargaining chip is hey, have you met Kenny Pickett? He's the current belle of the ball. It's going to take 2 first-round picks to get, because no one else.
You know why they banned the slide?
Yeah.
In college football?
Because of Ken Pickett.
He was a first-round pick.
It's true. Oh, the other one would be Jameis, and I think that's interesting, but it's he's a little more of a wild card. And if you trade for Jameis, you're getting all of it.
Hell yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's a lot.
Him and Jaxson look like they love each other, too.
Yeah.
Maybe they trade Russ before the season starts.
I mean,
what week would you say Jackson Dart starts?
Is that real, AJ?
I read it somewhere.
That sounds real to me. Let's just go down this rabbit hole, okay? Let's say the Giants are better than people think they're going to be, and in it. Let's say they're 4-6 by November. Is that right? 4-6 by November, okay? Whenever that is. Mm-hmm. And Russ has played okay, but has had moments like last year at the beginning, and then moments like last year at the end where, as you guys know, it was not.
It was a cliff. He fell off.
He fell off, right? Yeah. And so they're 4-6, they're in it, and they're playing okay, and the offensive line's still together. Do you put Jaxson Dart in and say, okay, go, and either he leads them to the playoffs or he just plays and gets it, and then next year he's your guy? That's my guess,
okay,
barring injury. And if you're a Giants fan, and for AJ, you're a player, you want your season to have meaning, you want to make sure you're alive, doesn't that give you a little bounce if a rookie quarterback comes in the middle of November,
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, put Russ in. Let's hope we don't need to put our backup in or our young guy like Jaxson Dart. Let's hope we can play as long as we can, and Russ has a great year, and here we go. But yeah, knowing, I think the 4-6 thing, that makes sense, because it can kind of give the team that boost and that jump that you possibly could instead of you're going to go one way or the other at 4-6. No. It's either going to be really terrible or, hey, let's make a run at this.
Not the easiest first 12
Yeah, they got to cut.
Is this the schedule right here? I mean, that is like, Jesus. I mean, New Orleans, okay, but like Philly twice, Denver, San Fran, like, I mean, that's.
I mean, that first 4 weeks.
I mean, that's just, come on. Like.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. That's
God, they don't have a bye until week 14
that's
either.
That's the NFL, baby.
I know, but like, that seems like particularly like.
Go 2-2 in those first 4, and that's a win, though.
Yeah, you're feeling real good.
Yeah, I think then you put them in, damn near.
I mean, it's like, I assume Micah's playing for Dallas week 2, but like, would I bet my life on it? Probably not. Well, just deal with every fan wanting you to play all the time.
Yeah, that's never going to stop until he does play, unfortunately.
Do you buy, too, though, that Dable, they need to show that, like, he is going to be the guy of the future and that, like, he's had development in order for him to keep his job?
Yeah, I mean.
Because I feel like that started as, like, he's coaching for his job, and I feel like now maybe it's just with all the positive pub around the Giants in the preseason that's kind of tapered off a little bit, but what do you think about that?
I think there is something there. It's definitely not nothing. Like, it's. Like, there has been a lot of positive buzz in the preseason, but like I know we talked about this last week some, but I'm so curious to see when the games start, how much of the preseason storylines are we going to be like, why are we talking about that? Like,
how much of them?
Yeah, like
it's every year. Every year.
Yeah.
Like maybe the Bengals defense is good. Maybe the Jets offense is good.
Slow down.
Like maybe
on both of those. But no.
But you know what I mean though? Like
I do.
Like,
but no, it was a great day. It started with that. Kansas absolutely routed in that game, and then it ended down in Hawaii. Stanford went to Hawaii, and Hawaii won on a field goal kick from a kicker who learned how to kick on YouTube. I believe he's from Japan.
Oh yeah.
Is this why people were texting me about a YouTube kicker?
Yeah, this is Hawaii's kicker.
I thought I was like missing an NFL tryout guy.
He like saw football somewhere and then was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go
This
on
guy right
YouTube,
here?
and learn how to kick." And he kicked the game winner to beat Stanford on Saturday to end. What a beautiful day of football!
Do you guys know we have some college football breaking news?
Great.
Really?
No, what?
Would you like to hear some breaking news?
Yeah.
Yep.
This show, is it okay to say it? All right. This show will be live from Columbus on Friday.
That is breaking news.
Whoa,